Okay, first we've got to make a table. So these are the three pieces of, or the three planks I've got, plus this one here, which I'll probably use for the edges. Now I've just got to figure out where to cut it. So these two will go together quite neatly. They're not quite the same thickness, but that doesn't matter. So really all I've got to do is cut along here, make a straight cut along here so that it butts up against this one. I think that's the go. So we keep going. So I'm going to use this roofing batten, or a top hat, some people call them, as its straight edge. So this is about the best straight edge I can get on it, with just taking this bit off the live edge so that it butts up nicely with this one here. Just run the pencil along here. Okay, have I got a line? Yes, I've got a line. So now I've got to saw along this line, all the way along here. So that's the next job. So I've cut one plank along here to make it straight, all along there to make it straight. And now what I've done is, this is just a dry run. I put them all together, and it seems to me I can only do 3 at a time. So here's 1 plank, 2 planks, 3 planks. So I've got them all together, and I've just made sure that I can bring them together and make it fairly even here where it meets. So it looks alright. So what I've got to do now is take all of this off and then glue along the spine here on this plank, and this plank. So these two have got to be glued together, and these two have got to be glued together there. So take everything down and do it again, and put the glue on, and then put them back and squeeze them up. And the glue along here, along this spine, should make it a bit easier for me to lift it up or down. That's why I've got these ones here like that. Okay, let's do it. Well, that's 3 of the planks glued up. All I've got to do is wait for it to set. And then I've got to put this other plank in here, this one. And that'll give me the width of the desk. This is the next day. The glue should be dry, is dry. So the next thing I've got to do is take the clamps off. So I've taken all the clamps off and turned it over. This is the underside of the desk. So what I've got to do now is take all these little bits of glue off. And if any of bits of timber stick to it, just give them a quick sharp tap with a hammer, and it'll be right. So I've just cut the edge off here with the jigsaw, and as you can see, I've got my gas mask on. This is how much the dust of this upsets me. It's just unbelievable. Some people love it, but not me. This is day 3 of building my desk. So I didn't show you, I didn't film when I was putting this, the frame in that holds the top of the desk straight. So this is hardwood, and so I've stuck this down to the desktop, and put these rails down. 2 of these, 1 on each side, and then I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 across, which stops it from bowing that way. And now, and to hold this down while I was doing it, I put this piece of timber in, and I've got it a clamp here. I've got a bit of steel underneath here, so it goes from that bit of steel under here up to here and up to here, and this pulls down and pushes these supports down hard onto the desk, underside of the desk. So it ain't going to curl up, I can tell you that much. And now I've just got to take all the clamps off, and basically the next thing that's got to be done is put the legs on, and then it's finished except for the sanding and painting. So I'll get on with it. So here she is. I've removed a lot of the glue. This is that expanding type glue. It's super strong, and it's quite good that it expands. And it expands into all the gaps, which is great, you know, all along here. So here's another thing. You know, this board here has got a bit of a whoop in it, a bit of a bend. So, you know, top carpenters would put a groove in here, all along here, so that this piece of timber could sit down and sit flat on everything. But you know, that's what you would do in the old days, 100 years ago. But the fact of the matter is, these glues are so good that that they'll expand and fill in that gap. So it doesn't matter. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in piddling around with stuff that's just not necessary. If I was making this for the Queen, well, I might go to a lot of trouble. But I'm not. I'm making it for myself, and I want this desk yesterday, not next week. So I've just got to get on with it. So these things are not necessary. You know, that little gap there, I can easily fill that in. It's not going to go anywhere at all. This desk is here for the next 100, 2, 3, 4, 500 years. Well, it has to just be looked after. I didn't really show you some of the dings and bings with the timber. Don't forget, this is the underside of the desk. It's not too bad on the other side, but I'll just fill this in with epoxy to stop it going any further. And besides that, I rather like it. So, and you will see when it's finished that all of these nicks and bangs actually will look great. So here's the underside of the table with the frame up and glued on. So that frame there holds the planks straight. It stops them from warping or twisting. And not only that, but this frame here is what holds the legs on. So, and here are the legs. Here. This is the leg here. You can see it's nice and twisted. It's got a few white ants over the softwood on the outside. It's just a sort of triangle. So I think, I'm hoping, I'll get 2 legs out of each one of these. So yep, it's coming on good. As you can see, this is 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Thunderstorms, rain, fog, the whole bit. So it's all happening. So this is Tuesday, 4 days after I've started this little project of building my desk. Yesterday I had to go down to Noosa, get some glue, but when I came back I've made the legs. I've got them, they're this is the sapwood on the outside here. I've left it on there. And this is the sort of thing I do. So I've left the sapwood on there to remind me about the nature of the wood. All timber has sapwood, so I've left a tiny one side of it sapwood. So the insides, this is all red cedar exposed, and around this side you can see all the imperfections of the sapwood, even where the white ants try to get into the heartwood and chewed through the sapwood, but then they struck the real red cedar and stopped. And so that's going to remind me. So I haven't fixed these in yet. I've still got to fix the legs. But it's looking good. So really really what I've got to do now is fix the legs on, glue and fix them, and then I can start two-pot epoxying. I bought some polyurethane yesterday. Here it is here. This stuff's really expensive. Here's a tiny pot of glue, $50. Anyway, that's what you do when you buy marine glues. Anyway, I think you'll agree with me, it's starting to look pretty good. So I better get on with it. So I've just finished the glue up, which is a two-pot, very strong glue. So I've glued the legs on. So now I've got to wait for that to dry. And then I can start painting it. So I'm pretty stoked with these legs. I like these little twists. Nothing is quite straight, which is all about Aussie bush furniture. So this is the 5th day of building my computer desk. Yesterday I put the legs on, glued them on, and put the bracing across, and yeah, it's going good. So it's the gluing that takes the time. All this gluing, and these little things like that. Anyway, it's getting there. Well, I've started two-pot painting. It's a clear satin finish. And you can see the difference between painted and not. So it looks like I haven't got enough paint here to finish the whole job. I'll have to get more. Yeah.
That do?
And when you paint it with this clear two-pot epoxy satin finish, so you've got to put one coat on, and then you need to sand it off and put the other coat on. And you need a good paintbrush. Don't get daggy paintbrushes, otherwise you get hairs all over it. So this is the first coat, and it'll really soak in to the timber. So I'll give it a light sand, and then the next coat will really start to show off the grain of the timber and the colour. It's a stinking hot day, so the first coat. That's after a light sand, after the first coat. This is what really brings out the richness in this timber.
That's where all the important stuff happens at this desk here. Sprinkles and strawberries. It's where magic happens, hey? Oh.
Look, the ants.